at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win it! They win it!
Hello, I'm Andre Aldridge. Welcome to NBA TV Hardwood Classics. The NBA's most fabled rivalry is the Boston Celtics against the Los Angeles Lakers, and it spans two different eras. Now, the teams battled throughout the 1960s and then rekindled the rivalry in the 80s. Overall, Boston and LA have met 9 times in the finals, and today we'll take you back to their first matchup in 1962. The Lakers were the up-and-coming team, led by their young superstars, Elgin Baylor and Jerry West, while the Celtics were the reigning champs going for their 4th straight title. The series came down to a 7th game. Let's give you the flavor of what it was like. Here's an old-school highlight film from that year, capturing the second half of play. It's hosted by Boston's legendary announcer, Johnny Most.
Hi there, sport fans. This is Johnny Most reporting for the Boston Celtics. The scenes we are about to see were videotaped during the playing of the 7th and final game of the World Championship Series between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Boston Celtics. Let's review the facts that happened just before the playing of that series. The Celtics had to play a really tough, hard-boiled series and hard-nosed series against the Philadelphia Warriors just before they had the privilege of going into the finals. They were a tired and injured crew when they faced the Lakers. Now, in the first 2-game set at the Boston Garden, the Lakers surprised everybody by showing an ability to win the other fellow's court as the two teams split at the Garden. They went out to Los Angeles, and the Celtics showed that same ability as they split out there. They came back for the vitally important 5th game. The Celtics were an overwhelming favorite, but the Lakers surprised the basketball world by winning that 5th game and establishing themselves as favorites. Out to the coast they went, and in California, the Celtics showed their mettle by winning that 6th game. They came back to the Boston Garden for the all-important 7th game. Well, let's just relax and watch that 7th game.
6-point lead for the Celtics. This is the final half. Baylor, 22 points he has. Missing that time. Rebound by Sam Jones. Falls. The fans wanting Richie Powers to call a foul. Ramsey driving, missing. Rebound, Baylor. For Baylor, that's his 7th rebound in the game. He has 22 points. LaRusso, beautiful. LaRusso. Under the basket and back over the head for the layup, making it 53-49. Now the Celtics. This is Cousy with Selby guarding him. To Sanders. The long pop. Misses. Grabbed by West. Jerry West of West Virginia. Averaging 30 points in this playoff series. Being guarded by Sam Jones. Taking the jumper and hitting. And as you saw, he was double-teamed as Sanders came over to help out when he shot. And now it's a 2-point lead for the Celtics, 53-51. The Celtics fans asking them to come on. Sanders missing with his pop. No one there to rebound for the Celtics, and Selby has it. And the Lakers coming back with a chance to tie it up. Baylor with that familiar head shake. Look at that blind pass in the corner to Krebs. Now back again to LaRusso. LaRusso, Ramsey, falling down. Now LaRusso shooting, missing, rebound, grabbed by Russell. You see that big left hand go out. Cousy, bounce pass to Sam Jones from the corner, off the front rim. Rebound to Selby. Foul. The foul on Frank Ramsey. Rudy LaRusso will go to the line. That's the 2nd personal foul on Frank Ramsey. Celtic fans exhorting them on. Behind the back pass to Sam Jones. And the Celtics finally break the second half scoring ice. 55-51. LaRusso. West. Sam Jones bothering him, harrying him. Still he shoots. Rebound grabbed by Sanders. Cousy waiting for his man. Bounce pass to Russell. Basket is good and he's fouled. 3-point play coming up. Wasn't that pretty as Russell came flying down the lane and Cousy led him perfectly. Foul is on Jim Krebs. Foul is on West. No, now it's switched. Krebs had his hand up. Now it's West. It's his 2nd. Russell goes to the line. And makes it. 17 points now for Bill Russell.
58-51.
Krebs. Selby. Cousy guarding him. Selby's jumper. Tip-in attempt by LaRusso. That's Baylor underneath. Baylor pushing off. Offensive foul on Baylor. Basket is no good. It does not count as a personal foul because it was an offensive foul. But they lose possession of the ball and also lose the basket. Celtics leading 58-51. 7-point bulge. Russell. Sanders. Baylor on him. Driving. Backhanded driving layup. Tip-in attempt by Russell. Selby. West. Around Ramsey. West driving. Basket. Good. And he's fouled. 58-53. Sam Jones.
West has one shot.
For Sam, his first personal. None in the first half. West at the free throw line. Hits. And for Jerry, 17 points.
58-54 Celtics.
Sam Jones way outside, 30 feet. West on him. West guarding him. Trying to shake him, going around Russell as you saw. Baylor with a rebound. The 8th. Stolen by Ramsey. Cousy with daylight. 60-54. To the Celtic fans like that, you judge for yourself. Krebs. Here's a foul underneath. Foul probably on Sanders. A holding foul on Sanders. And Baylor will go to the line. That's the 4th personal on Tom Sanders. We've played not quite 4 minutes in the second half. Baylor shooting and missing. Rebound taken down by Russell. Sam Jones with it. Now to Cousy. Blind pass. Sanders. Sam Jones missing. Russell underneath. Bouncing it out to Cousy. The one-handed pop. No basket. No basket. 3-second violation on the Celtics. Cost that time. Russell had not cleared the lane. He was in there too long. So we lose Cousy's basket. 60-54. Celtics lead by 6 as they did as the second half began. West. Look at the moves. He's tough. 19 points for Jerry West. Sam Jones. Cousy in the lane. Russell. Dunk. Six-point lead again for the Celtics. 62-56. Frank Selby trying to get it to West. Sam Jones covering him like a blanket. Now to LaRusso. LaRusso looking for West. Foul on Ramsey. Make it 5. 62-57. 5-point lead for Boston. Sam Jones. Sanders. Russell. Ramsey. Cousy. Rebound is off the leg of Bob Cousy, as you saw in that scramble underneath. And the Lakers put it in play. Frank Selby being guarded by Cousy. Batted away by Sanders, but recovered by Baylor. Baylor turning and shooting. A rare miss for Elgin. Cousy roaring back to the Celtics. Ramsey. Rebound Ramsey. Rebound Jones. Rebound Ramsey. 64-57. LaRusso. West. Behind the screen set up, but Ramsey comes out behind the screen. West is fouled by Frank Ramsey. Now, fouls are beginning to pile up a little bit. 4 personal fouls on Frank Ramsey. West hits from the free throw line. It's 20 points. Ramsey out, Heinsohn in. Celtics leading by 6. West hitting again. 21 points now for West. 64-59 and the 5-point lead again for the Celtics. Sam Jones. Heinsohn being guarded by LaRusso. Trying to go around LaRusso. Shooting. Batted down, recovered by Krebs. West. Sam Jones guarding him, leaves it for Krebs, the long one-hander, grabbed by Heinsohn, gives to Cousy, starting the fast break. Celtics roaring down, Cousy looking for a man, out to Sam Jones. The jumper, good! 66-59. Sam has 6 points. Fred Schaus wants timeout. Sam Jones. Now Sam, Russell, Krebs on him. Sanders, off the rim. Rebound, Selvey, batted away by Heinsohn, recovered by Cousy. Bounce pass to Sam. 68-59. That's the 7th assist for Bob Cousy, 5 of them in the second half. Cousy almost stealing the ball from Selvey. Selvey to Krebs, and Krebs hitting that pop from the corner as he was alone. 68-61, Celtics lead by 7. Tom Sanders, Bill Russell, Jim Krebs guarding him closely. 12 seconds to get the shot off. And a traveling violation called on Bill Russell for dragging the pivot foot as he was turning and trying to pivot and pass on. 68-61, Celtics lead by 7. That's Selvey, LaRusso. Heinsohn on him. Jump shot off the front rim. Tip-in attempt by Krebs, batted away by Russell. Baylor has it. Baylor shooting. Again, over to LaRusso, and LaRusso makes it. 68-63, 5-point lead for the Celtics. Championship playoff, the final game of the 1961-62 season for the World's Championship. Sam Jones, 70-63. Jones now has 10 points, 8 of them in the second half. Sam only had 2 in that first half, but he's come up with 4 big buckets here in the third period. Baylor, Heinsohn guarding him. Baylor again. Baylor shooting. So one traveling violation balanced out another. Celtics still lead by 5, 70-65. Heinsohn trying to drive on LaRusso. Back to Russell. Back to Heinsohn. Heinsohn to Russell. Back to Heinsohn. The jumper. In and out again. Nobody there to rebound. West has it. 70-65. Celtics leading by 5. Jerry West. Sam tries to steal it. Back to Baylor. Baylor underneath, shooting and hitting. 26 points now for Elgin Baylor. 70-67. 3-point lead now for the Celtics. Sam Jones calling the play. Crowd at Boston Garden hoping for the Celtics to explode. Sam driving. He did not hit, but he was fouled as he was going into his drive. Foul is on Jerry West. That's his third. Casey Jones replaces Cousy. The Boston Herald Traveler. Score right now, Boston 70, Los Angeles 67. Get the score on all sports events. Read the Boston Herald and the Boston Traveler. Sam Jones, who has 8 points here in the second half, missing on his free throw. That's his first time at the free throw line. Did not go there at all in the first half. And he makes the second one good. He has 11 points, 9 of them here in the second half. 71-67, a 4-point lead for the Celtics. Rudy LaRusso back to Elgin Baylor. Tom Sanders guarding him closely. Elgin has 26 points. West shooting, in and out again. Rebound by Heinsohn. He really went up for that one. Casey Jones. Casey back to Sam. Now Sam coming to the near side with Jerry West guarding him. Into Russell. Selvey attempting the steal. LaRusso does tip it over to Baylor. Baylor driving. Baylor giving it underneath to LaRusso. Back to Baylor. Baylor missing. LaRusso getting that big rebound. 71-67. Celtics lead by 4. Krebs to LaRusso for the long one-hander. Don Gillis back again at Boston Garden. Fourth quarter. This exciting 7th and final playoff game for the World's Championship of Basketball, and the score, as you can see in the background, is tied 75-75. It was tied 22-22 after one period. Celtics led 53-47. There's Ray Felix coming in, replacing Krebs for this tap. Russell controls it to Cousy. High score as the fourth quarter begins. Bob Cousy, Sam Jones, Tom Sanders, Bill Russell, Felix on him, and a foul on one of the Lakers, probably LaRusso.
Russell has 1 shot.
Bill Russell, 1 shot. That's the 4th personal on Rudy LaRusso. Russell has 19 points. He's got it. Give him 20, and the Celtics a 1-point lead, 76-75. This is Hot Rod Hundley. Hundley to LaRusso. And the former Dartmouth star jumps from the corner, misses. Lakers ball. Cousy went for it. As you see, Sid Borgia says, no, it was off you, Bob. That's Hundley putting it in play. Out to Baylor. Baylor, the long pop. Swish. 77-76, and the Lakers lead by 1. 29 points for Elgin Baylor. Cousy, Sam Jones. Celtics trail now by 1. Sam driving. Back to Russell. Sam from behind the backboard. A beauty. Behind the backboard. 78-77. Celtics lead by 1. Hundley. Cousy guarding him. Baylor. Sanders guarding him. Baylor on a switch now. Russell with him. And Borgia calls a foul underneath as the rebound was controlled by the Celtics. Foul is on Tom Sanders, and that's 6 fouls on Tom Sanders, and that may be costly. We hope you're enjoying the game. You'll enjoy better driving when you visit your mobile dealer and get details of the mobile Megatain system. Tom Sanders has finished his basketball for the 1961-62 season. A very dejected sophomore goes over to the bench. Ray Felix goes to the free throw line. The Celtics lead by 1, 78-77. Felix missing. Rebound, Russell. 1-point lead for the Celtics. Cousy. Russell almost lost. Leskatov. And Borges whistle screams again. Foul is on Ray Felix. A pushing foul.
On Felix. Russell.
That's the 3rd on Felix. Russell goes to the line for 1. Russell has 20 points. Big Bill makes it 21 for him, and a 2-point bulge for the Celtics, 79-77. 10 minutes, 45 seconds left of the ball game. West almost losing control, shooting over Leskatov and hitting. High score, 79-79. 30 points now for West. Leskatov faking out LaRusso, shooting, hitting. And the fans felt that that was a big bucket. 81-79. Celtics lead by 2. Felix to West. Sam Jones guarding West, trying to set up a double screen for him, as you saw with Felix and Baylor. Leskatov fouling West in the act of shooting. Foul on Jim Leskatov. For Jim, that's his 4th. Celtics are in foul trouble. Sanders has already fouled out. Heinsohn has 5. Frank Ramsey has 4. Leskatov has 4. West missing. 81-79. The Celtics still lead by 2. West shooting again. He's got it. A 1-point lead for the Celtics. 81-80. Cousy. Hundley guarding him to Russell. Russell with Felix on him. Now to Ramsey. Ramsey shooting. No basket, but there's a foul. On Ramsey. Foul on Ramsey. A charging foul on Ramsey. It's an offensive foul. It's an offensive foul on Ramsey. This is Hundley. Cousy guarding him. 81-80. Celtics leading by 1. Felix. Baylor. And the Celtics will have possession as it went over the backboard. They lead by 1. 9.5 minutes left to play in the 4th quarter. Cousy shooting. Rebound, LaRusso. Hundley bringing it up for the Lakers. Felix dribbling once. Now Russell guarding him. Looking for someone. Out to West. West shooting. Rebound in the corner, scrambled for, and it looks as though it is off Ray Felix, and it will be Celtics ball. Celtics ball. Richie Powers, the official closest to it, says it was off Felix. Still a 1-point lead for the Celtics. This is Ramsey to Jones. Sam in and out again. Tip-in attempt by Lesketov. Rebound, Russell. Kuzi with daylight. In and out again. More rebounds scrambling underneath. And let's see who the foul is on this time. Looks like it's on Ray Felix. Is it? No, it's on Lesketov.
Foul is on Lesketov. Los Angeles takes timeout.
5 fouls now on Jim Lesketov. With the score, Boston 81, Los Angeles 80. There's a timeout on the floor. Don Gillis back again at Boston Garden. 9 minutes exactly left to play in the fourth quarter. Celtics lead by 1, 81-80. Ray Felix going to the free throw line. Felix has 2 points in the game, both from the free throw line. He shoots one. Doesn't get it. Rebound Lesketov. Kuzi to Lesketov. So rich. 83-80. Lesketov from Kuzi makes it a 3-point lead for the Celtics. This is Huntley. Stolen by Ramsey. Ramsey to Jones. Good. And he's fouled. And the Garden is going crazy. A big steal by the Celtics and a big bucket by Sam Jones. Sam has 17 points. He had 2 in the first half. He's had 15 in the second. Krebs is in for Felix as Freddie Schaus makes his move with the Celtics leading by 5 and a chance to make it 6. Sam Jones. He's got it. 86-80. 8.5 minutes left to play. Selvey now in the ball game. Replacing Huntley. Kuzi almost stealing it. Recovered by Selvey. Keeping him outside. Now LaRusso. Now Baylor with Lesketov on him. Baylor again. Baylor shooting. Baylor hitting. 86-82. 31 points for Elgin Baylor. West also has 31. 86-82. Celts by 4. Ramsey. Russell almost thrown away. Russell left-hand hook. In and out again. Rebound action. Krebs.
We leave off with the Celtics holding on to a slim lead, but the game and the series would go right down to the wire, and it would turn into a heartbreaking finish for the Lakers. With the score tied at 100 and 5 seconds left, L.A. had the ball with a chance to win the game. They got it to a wide-open Frank Selvey for a shot that could have ended the Boston dynasty right there. But it was off the mark, and the game went into overtime, where the Celtics prevailed and won the championship, their 4th in a row. That's it for this edition of NBA TV Hardwood Classics. I'm Andre Aldridge.